How do you arrive at the asking price of a business? At Peak Business Valuation, we get this question on a daily basis. And one of the reasons I love this question is there is a solution, and that is a business valuation, where we help sellers understand the value of their business so that they can make a educated asking price. And you must be wondering, why educated? So if you look at Biz Buy Sell, other websites, there are so many asking prices for every single business that you look at the asking price and you're like, what was the logic behind this? And that's where business valuation comes in. That's where we come in to help. And I will explain and respond to this question based on a story. So we worked with a restaurant last week that was looking to sell their business to a potential buyer. And one of the first questions that is always asked is, what are you looking for from a price perspective? That is always the first question on a buyer's mind. Like, how much is this going to cost for me to buy it? So we were hired by this seller to assess the value of the business, come up with an asking price so that they can make an educated decision and discuss with the buyer not only the asking price, but why that was the asking price. And having a background and support for the value of a business is key. So this restaurant, what made it unique was the fact that it had been consistently growing on a year-over-year basis. Its profit margins were slightly improving on a year-over-year basis. And what did that result in? Or not result in, but how was that revenue growth achieved on a year-over-year basis? And we had to dive in. We wanted to understand why revenue was growing because there is a narrative that should be explained to a potential buyer. And that narrative was around customer loyalty and how the customers kept coming back on a repeated basis. And ultimately, by disclosing and discussing in the valuation this key value driver around customer loyalty, we were able to showcase why revenue was increasing and why profit margins were slowly increasing at the same pace or slightly lower. But ultimately, this revenue growth, this customer loyalty story helps support the value associated with this business. It ultimately resulted in a kind of lower perceived risk associated with the business because a potential buyer, one of their potential red flags is the reputation of the company good? And answering that question is always difficult without digging in and doing the research and understanding the reputation. And it ultimately helps support why revenue is what it is, because ultimately your customers in a restaurant are key. They are the primary reason why you're generating revenue, because if they weren't coming back, you would not be generating revenue. Because if someone comes back and wants to eat at your establishment, they are telling other people about your restaurant. So understanding the value of a restaurant, understanding the value of your business and why the value is there and why you should be asking this price for your business and having support will help you tremendously as a seller of a business, so that when you find your buyer and you chat with your buyer will want to buy your company at that price because there's a logic behind the asking price. And most businesses out there on the market do not have sound logic. And so whether you're buying a business, selling a business, understanding the value behind that business is key to helping you make an informed decision for buying or selling purposes. So if you are interested in the value of a business, feel free to give Peak a call at 435-359-2684 or visit us at peakbusinessvaluation.com. And we're here to help. We're here to answer questions. We want to provide a great experience for you. And our goal at the end of the day is to provide an opinion and educate on why the value of the business is what it is. So we look forward to chatting with you and hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks for listening.